Hey there, we're going to be covering the AAA framework that we use to scale brands and the three key components of that that allow you to scale up profitably, successfully, without feeling like your mind is going to explode with confusion, which is one of the most common feelings that people have in this position. So if that is you, if you are wanting more from your already established e-commerce brand, but you're thinking, how do I achieve that? This is all just too much for me. Then pay attention, because I am about to unveil something that is going to be very useful to you. Okay, so let's dig in. You might be thinking, is this training for me? Well, I can answer that question very quickly. If you've got a brand or a product and you're wanting to grow it and scale it up, then this is absolutely for you. And what happens in this world is that often you get overwhelmed by complexity. You think it's difficult. You think it's something that you can't achieve. And then you don't end up doing it. You end up stopping. You end up feeling too confused to make progress. And it holds you back really significantly. And so I want to put an end to that today and put you in a position where you feel confident. You feel like you're in a position to grow this business and you're in a position to scale it up, because you know that the complexity is not something that should scare you or put you off, and it's something that should push you along. Now, title of this then, Scaling Your E-Commerce Brand the Easy Way. Now, you're probably thinking, is it easy? And the first thing I'm going to say to you, is it ever easy? Like anything in life, it is a roller coaster of ups and downs. Anything that's worth doing, that is challenging in life or tricky or more difficult than what everyone else is doing, is going to give you certain feelings and emotions as you go through it. But the key thing is breaking down and breaking through that complexity so that you feel confident and empowered and it feels easy. Even if it's not easy, you want it to feel easy, right? That's the key thing. And when you've got a set way of doing something, when you've got a specific system to follow, you're being guided through it, it feels easier than what it would do if you were just like lost amongst the trees, okay? And we know this. We know that happens. We know that when you reach that turning point, you get incredible results, right? Callista, 5 times increase in sales. Scarlett, 5 times increase in sales. Louise, 2K a month to over 20K a month. Jez, 0 to 6 figures. One flow last week, $750, just one email flow, all automated. All of this stuff is out there ready for you to utilize. It's really how you take advantage of it. So I'm going to go through it. Let's go through the good news first, right? Because there is a ton of good news about where you're at right now with your business. In fact, it's great news because you're here. And if you're showing up and watching this video, then you're already a cut above some people out there, right? Most people don't start businesses, let alone get to the point where they're actually seriously considering growing it and scaling it up. All right, to be that person takes a certain edge in life. So the good news is you've established something. You've established your product, your brand, your business, and you know people want the products. You've gone beyond that one-tripreneur stage of just wanting to do something. You're in the 1% of people that are actually taking action. And because of that, you've got an ability to scale this business and create a business that is an asset to you. So something that can be potentially generationally life-changing. People that are on that road, on that path, potentially going to have something that's going to really change their life, their family's life. And look, the bottom line is online sales, no matter what is going on in the economy, no matter what negativity is out there, online sales are growing. And there is absolutely no way that is going to stop anytime soon. So you're in a good position. The bad news is that you've got at least 63, perhaps more, YouTubers with their Lamborghinis telling you that you need to follow their new killer strategy. This is how you hack your advertising, and this is how you get success. On top of that, you're trying to post on social media 57 times a day, and you're busy learning TikTok dances. Now, I don't say that to discredit these platforms and discredit that as a way of growing, because absolutely not. There is a way to grow a business organically, and to get to where you're at right now, you've probably done that. So hats off to you. What I am saying is there is a less time intensive and less energy intensive way of growing it and scaling it beyond the point of where you're at right now. You've probably tried paid advertising, but you might have reached the conclusion that they're only for the big brands. And some of this is taken from what people have told me. Paid ads are for the big brands. Well, Callista might disagree with you. She was at 1K a month. She's moved to 5K a month. She used paid ads to do that. So she wasn't having to post on Instagram all the time. So she could spend more time with her kids. Are you up till 2 a.m. thinking like you're in a YouTube spiral and what to do next? Are you feeling more confused? Are you feeling like there is just more and more to do? And a lot of people feel that way. Like the only way to make progress is to just keep doing more and more. Adding things on, layering until you get to the stage where you're doing so much you don't know where to turn next. You post on every social media platform out there and it's draining. I disagree with that approach and I'm going to go into why. You might be wasting money. If you are, stop. Let's get you on the right track. Get you in a position where what you're doing is profitable, and then let's stop you feeling like you've got to post on every form of social media imaginable, because I can tell you, you do not need to do that. Your people are hanging out somewhere. Find them where they are hanging out. Do not go chasing them on every single place that they could be. Now, the good news, again, the opportunity to scale your brand is exponential. What do I mean by that? I mean, whatever you do now in e-commerce, it compounds again in the future. So you do something now and it stacks, it layers. If you bring in a customer now, it layers because they're going to come back, right? And the world right now and progressively is going to be heavily in your favor. There is no end. Business is being conducted online. Marketing is being conducted online. You have an ease of connection with others. You have a lean business model, which is well in your favor, which leads me on to the economy. That puts you at an advantage. Like anything, you choose how you want to react, right? So you could say, oh, the economy it's the economy's fault. It's the economy's fault, right? The truth is, you've got businesses that have grown and bloated to the point where they're struggling right now to cope with a detracting economy. So something that's just not growing and not going up, right? They're struggling with that. You, as a smaller business operator, have got a unique advantage and opportunity to be able to come out and accept that you are a more lean form of their business and you can take the edge. Now, trust me, businesses will grow out of this situation we're in right now. They will win, and established businesses will fall away and will fail. So now is the time to be really carving out your slice of the pie and your slice of the market. And also it's good news because we've got a simple system for you to follow. If we go back to what is potentially bad, you might be feeling confused about what to do next. Most people that come to me tell me they are feeling confused. It's the most common feeling. They feel confused, they feel frustrated, they're trying things, it's not working, they want clarity. And you've got something you believe in, right? You know it deserves more. You've probably put your heart and soul into this business, and now you're thinking, how do I get this to the point of what it deserves? The other people in your life, your family members, they need you. They need this to succeed. You need this to succeed because you know ultimately that growing this business is the way for you to get the future that you truly want. Now, what you might have experienced is this boom and bust cycle, this lack of predictability. You might have felt it's not worth it. You might think it's no point in pursuing it. You might have neglected other things, family, friends, the dog, the cat, the goldfish. You're neglecting the things you love because this business has totally consumed you. It's all you think about. It's all that is going through your mind is how can I make this work? How can I make this work? You might have reached out to one of these agencies, the ones that dangle the carrots and tell you that they can solve everything, and then just be left with disappointment. They've had their 2, 3, 4, 5 months of revenue off you. They're sorry that it didn't work out. You go away several $1,000s out of pocket having learned nothing at all because they've been doing this hidden work. You don't know what it is, and it hasn't brought you any benefits. And I'll tell you exactly why that happens, and that is because an agency is there to make what already works work better, not to formulate a plan and a strategy for you to scale off of the back of. Unless you're doing 7 figures, you do not use an agency. What if, instead of trying to recreate the wheel, trying to stitch it all together like some super complex 70 500-piece jigsaw, right? Rather than trying to bring in customers using the social media hamster wheel where you just feel like you can't stop. Every day you wake up and you think, I've got to post on social media to make this work, right? What if we could get rid of that and they bought again from you like clockwork? And here's the key thing. Time is everything in life. If you are wasting time, that's the one thing you can't get back. Money is one thing, time you will never reclaim. And the biggest shortcut in life is taking the time equation away and being focused on what works. Having that guidance. It's a shortcut. Even if you've watched this, you've spent money, you've tried things, you've lost hope, I want to give you it back. I want to show you that all is not lost and we can do this. So let's dig in. Right, if you don't know me, I'm Mark. Hi. I live in Northern England, as you can probably tell from my accent. I am the founder and the lead coach of Predictable Commerce. I'm also the creator of PCAI, Predictable Commerce AI, which is a new tool that you get access to if you're in our programs. And it is your 24/7 e-commerce assistant. You can ask it to do tasks for you. And it is damn good because I have trained it to do the right thing. And what do? We help people scale brands past 100K and beyond. And what's the way? We get more customers and keep them without the social media grind. It's as simple as that. We've had tons of great results. We like to talk about them. The reason we talk about them is to inspire you. One person's results are only relevant to you in a very, very distant context. What's important is that people have been able to come in and feel differently about their business and to get the results that they want. For one person, they want to grow a business to 50K a year, right? Which is a relatively low number. Someone else wants to grow their business to 500K a year. Right? We've done both of those things with people and they've ended up equally as happy. The journey is yours and I want to impress that. But the key thing is we've got these people, more customers in the door and a powerful system so that people keep buying. Now, you might be in a situation now where you are literally crumbling. Everything's falling apart because you have not dialed in all three of the pillars needed for you to create the right structure to scale your business on top of. So we use the AAA method, which is attract, activate, and amplify. And I'm going to go through that. That's what this training is going to be going into. If you don't get one of them right, the support structure to build the business on will fall down. And this is where, when people go and hire an agency because, okay, right, we want more customers in, activate, okay? If you haven't got this bit dialed in and this bit dialed in, it doesn't matter what you do here. And I've seen that time and time again. I promise you, an agency is not going to solve your problems overnight, despite what they might say. Unless you are paying them super, super, super big bucks, and by that I mean several thousands per month to help you formulate a plan. And if you've got that kind of budget, then I wish you very well. So what are you going to get today? A system, a strategy, the skills, and the success metrics, right? Because first of all, what you need to clarify is your offering to the market. Now, what's got you so far is not necessarily going to get you to the point where you can scale the business. All right, so going from starting a business and getting it going to scaling it up is a very different mechanism needed and a very different foundation needed. If you haven't got that right, what you offer to the market, you're not going to be able to successfully do the next two steps. Step two is the acquisition, right? Getting the sale, actually getting someone to buy from you. And then step three is your returning customers, which is the bit that most people ignore because they don't think it's very sexy and exciting in comparison to Facebook advertising, this bit here. Now, this is where the money's made, guys. This is what leads to compound growth. So if there's one thing you can take away from today, it is how important it is to stitch all three of these together. And we're going to tell you the success metrics. And if you book a call and you want to come and join us off the back of today, there's no pressure to do that. But if you do, we're going to give you some extra one-to-one time with me to be able to get things set up and to be able to help you move from a state of being stuck to a state of rapid growth quite quickly. So the main question is, do you have gaps in what you're doing right now? Do you have gaps? So what does the attract stage look like? Well, first of all, you need this evidential proof that you're targeting mass desire. You can't create desire. If you think you can, you need big bucks. You need massive money to be able to sway a market and create something they desire. You can only take what they want and channel it towards you. That's the only way to succeed in this game. So if you've not got that bit right, you're going to fall down. The outcome is what people want. If you are talking about your products and the functions all the time, then you're not going to be successful, because people don't want to buy the product. Despite what you might think and despite what they might think, it's nothing to do with the product. It's all to do with the outcome that they get from using that product. So if it is something that makes them more attractive in their eyes, then they don't want that product. They want the feeling it gives them, and they want the feeling it gives them when other people compliment them. It's nothing to do with the product itself, right? That's just the vehicle for them getting the feeling or the outcome that they want. Now, in my opinion, there needs to be some alignment between the brand and your mission. What I mean by that is, are you developing a brand that you're passionate about and that's something that you can really get behind and really, really feel strongly about as you scale it? Now, it doesn't mean you have to love it. It means you have to believe in it, because when you go to scale a brand, it's going to take an effort and it's going to take determination, right? And if you're going to just fall by the wayside quickly, then that's a suggestion that alignment's not there. So that might just be a case of thinking about your messaging and how you carry that through. And coming on from that, a clear message and brand interlink, and they quickly communicate a feeling. They quickly communicate something. If you think about the big brands that you resonate with, right? So think about big brands. I'm trying to think of an example now. A brand that you buy from a lot, even if it's a negative feeling, you've got feelings that you associate with it. Like, let's take Coca-Cola, for example. Everybody knows Coca-Cola. Whether you feel good or bad about Coca-Cola, you get feelings straight away. And what you've got to do with your brand is create the same mechanism. And that's even more important. There's people that have grown their business on marketplaces like Etsy and Amazon and eBay. So if you've done that, building it as an independent brand is different, because when they go to a marketplace site, they're already feeling that connection. Whereas when you're growing it independently, it's new. And they don't understand, you're a bit cold to them. So you have to communicate these feelings quite quickly. The questions I would ask, the things that we typically see with people that haven't got this dialed in, is you find it hard to quickly explain what your brand and product is all about. You don't differentiate, and that leads to a poor conversion rate. So all of that also leads to a loss in confidence, and you feel lost marketing yourself and your brand. You feel like you just can't do it. And it's okay. There's reasons for it. So one of them is that you're a creator, you're not a marketer. So just because you've got a great product and a great business doesn't mean you're able to market it effectively. And for a lot of people, you don't have the time to learn what to do. You've got other commitments in life. You're growing this business. You trying to get quick wins because you don't ever feel like you're able to get a system dialed in that's consistent. And the key thing is predictable. You've lost sense of where you're going, and it just makes you feel confused. You go stagnant, and you're thinking, look, this business deserves to grow and scale. I've proven I can sell my products. People want them. People rave about how good they are. What's the missing piece? You're not able to market them effectively. Other people that have been in your position have felt the same. They're here. I'm not going to wax lyrical about these too much, but they all felt this way. You're not on your own. Second stage, activate. What we mean by that, how do you activate somebody into making that initial purchase or becoming a lead? Well, the first thing you need is a clear and compelling reason for someone to take action. So it's no good doing a brand awareness campaign or structuring an ad as if it is just brand awareness, because nobody's going to take any action. You have to give them a compelling reason to do something right now. Otherwise, your money's wasted. It just all becomes very passive. What does that look like? Well, it's acquisition at profit. So we want you, and you need to be in a position where you put $1 in and you get 3, 4, 5, 6 or more back out. If you know that that's happening, so a couple of people we've just started working with very recently have taken a month to get to that position. And now they've got consistency, they've got predictability, so they know that we can scale this up. And it isn't something they've got to keep changing and tweaking. We've found what works. And it's automated, so you're not reliant on posting on social media all day. They can measure the return on investment, and it's scalable. Organic marketing, good to get you to a certain point. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down. It's not necessarily something you can scale up reliably because there's no predictability to it. So what are the signifiers that you might not have it right? If you feel confused and you're not sure who to trust, part of the answer is yourself. All right, everything works. It's a case of making it work for you and having someone on your side to be able to lean on and understand what is going well and what is going wrong. The key thing that we see with people at this stage is that you're spending more time searching for the perfect answer rather than implementing one. So when it comes to putting the systems in place, you need to put it into practice, you test in it, you refine it, and you repeat that process. And you keep refining based on the data and feedback that you get. But the last thing you want to be doing is losing money when you try to advertise. Just please stop. If you're losing money, please stop. Okay? I spoke to somebody the other day who had spent a very significant amount of their life savings and retirement funds because this is not working. And incidentally, agencies are taking a huge amount of that money. It absolutely kills me because what was wrong was the whole foundation to scale and grow the brand on was unestablished. Please do not do that. Do your ads work for a little while, then tail off? Are you kind of like sick to death of the yo-yo? Does it go up and down? Incidentally, there's a reason for that, and it's to do with the testing mechanism that is built into ad platforms like Facebook. But it can make you lose confidence. It can make you make the wrong decisions. If you are making the wrong decisions within the process, that's also going to hurt you, right? Because you don't know if the decision you're making is a good one or not. And if you've tried every platform, none of them work, chances are, sorry to say, it's not the ad platform, it's something that you are doing that is wrong. If you can sell your products without advertising, and when you go to advertise, it doesn't work very well, there's something wrong there. And again, all of these people were scared too. They felt like they couldn't do it. They were confused. We unblocked it. All right. And getting unblocked, getting past that level is the key. And I say this because I want to inspire you. I want you to feel that you can do it. All of these people, all of their individual stories, their individual journey is something you can look at and know that this is available to you. Okay, so the last stage, amplifying. Now, it's not very sexy. People ignore it. I absolutely love it. What does that mean? It means taking that initial sale and making that into a bigger thing. And there's two main ways to do that. The average order value, increasing that, and increasing the lifetime spend that somebody makes when they're a customer of yours. The holy grail of this is knowing it costs me $20 to acquire a customer, and I know that in the next year, on average, they spend $100. Right? I'm giving very round figures there. If you knew that, what are you limited by? Cash flow. Nothing else, just cash flow. And we want to get you in that position with this model. That's what this is all about. It's about absolutely taking advantage of every single person that comes through your funnel. So as I've just mentioned, AOV increase, that makes it easy to acquire customers. The person that can spend the most to acquire a customer wins in this game. Returning customers cost you nothing to acquire. It's way more profit. You can automate a vast proportion of the sales generating techniques within this area. So you have literally got money coming in while you sleep. It's working for you. And content can be delivered at scale to keep that conversation going in a way that is not about just selling. So I think part of what happens with email marketing, for example, is that what we're all used to getting is emails that are just encouraging you to buy constantly. They're just constant sales pitches. And that's not what we teach. You need to be seeing email as the most valued and most important social network that you have access to. People check their email before they check social media. Social media accounts you do not own. They can disappear at any point. It's happened to lots of people. Email is yours. It's your direct connection to them. So treat it with that honor. 30 to 50% is always my ballpark figure. We've got people that are at like 55%. That is fairly rare. But if you're at 27, 28, what happens if you raise that by 10%? It can make quite a significant dent in your profit. Your ability to amplify and to increase average order value, to get people to spend more, to get people to come back where you are. And people say, oh, I don't like email marketing. It don't work for me. Emails are spammy. I never know what to say. Just reframe your view on that. It works. It works very effectively. And the person that got $700 in sales from one email last week disagrees with you because it works. It works for them. And yes, some people are not going to like receiving emails from you, right? Well, they're probably not going to retain as a customer. And that's okay. That's what life's all about. It's okay. But you've got to put the effort into it. It's far more effective than relying on social media because you don't have control over it, and it is the most dangerous position to be in, where all you have got is a big Instagram account that drives all your sales that could literally disappear overnight. It's happened to people. There is hundreds of opportunities and content opportunities to be contacting people with throughout the year, and you can do it in a totally non-spammy way where people enjoy opening your emails. So you want to get to the point where they enjoy opening your emails. Email's not going away. It's not old. Don't get me wrong, getting a business off the ground with Instagram, great. If you've done that, I really do genuinely applaud you. But you've got to scale it, you've got to move to a different point. And it's about training people differently. So again, the evidence is that people have felt that way, have felt that, all these worries and concerns with regards to emails, with regards to back-end marketing, but yet they've overcome it. Okay? To putting this to work, first thing that you need to do to put this to work is refine the message, refine your brand, refine its place in the market, make sure you're really taking care of that desire. Create an offer that converts well with people. That doesn't mean at one end of the scale, say 10% discount, everybody's saying that. It's not going to cut it. And it doesn't mean at the other end of the sales scale, you've got to appear like you're constantly slashing huge amounts of money off of your business. There's a multitude of options within that to create an offer that converts and gets people in the front door. You see it in the real world all of the time with how people advertise. So, create offers that convert, implement an advertising strategy that will be profitable in the long term, and then analyze that and refine it. Create those follow-up systems so that you're going to have people coming back. That you're maximizing what you've already got, and then get that back-end revenue to the point where it is over 30%, between 30 and 50%, and then refine and repeat everything you've got, learn all the data you've got, take that and understand it, and then feed it back in. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you want to take action, that's the kind of route that you should go down. So what we're going to do is put together a small group of people, and we're going to teach everything that we have shown you here to that group of people. We're going to be teaching you the AAA method, and we're going to be going through setting up, optimizing, and implementing everything that we've shown you. So what you've got is a predictable and profitable growth mechanism in place in your business. If you want to explore that off the back of looking at this and thinking, okay, I'm in a position where I really want to do that, then go to predictablecommerce.com/call and book in to have a quick informal chat with us to see how we can coach you through what needs to be put in place in your business to be able to scale it up. So what are you going to get inside? If you want to be part of the Predictable Commerce Accelerate program, what do we give you? The main thing we give you is clarity. The relief of knowing that you've got a strategy and a curriculum and a system to follow with a predictable structure. That's the key thing that's going to immediately give you that sense of relief that you've not got to spend time on YouTube anymore and trying to do 50 million things. You're going to get 2 coaching implementation calls every week, right? So you're no more than 4 days away from hands-on help. You're going to get Voxer support with me. So if you're stuck, you lean out to me and I help you get unstuck, and I'm there to lean on. You get a community who are on the same journey as you, and that's very important, more important perhaps than anything else. And you get a chance to go on an evidential pathway that has produced long-term results. So we've spoken about the people we've helped here. They've had long-term results. And I think it's very, very important to mention that what this is not some short-term quick fix that is going to fade away and stop working 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now. We do not do that. This is not about hacking things to make them better. This is about you understanding the long-term fundamentals of growing this business. So what you're equipped with is something that will see you through into the future, something that will last and something that will be there as a sensible foundation to scale on for the immediate month. Okay, as a bonus, you're also going to get access to PCAI, and you're going to be a key part of helping us evolve that as we train the artificial intelligence to be better at supporting you, because this is a trained model that is got all our training built into it. So you know, when you do most courses, for example, you have to actually do the tasks. Well, what we do is we say, here's what you need to do, and here's how to get PCAI to do it with you. So it's like having an assistant guiding you through some things. So if you're missing a certain part of your strategy, you know, you can ask PCAI along as well as us to step in to give you some clarity. If you're building out ad copy, we can get PCAI to help you form that, and then we can review it with you on calls to make sure that what you've got is going to convert well. You're going to get 2 one-to-one calls with Mark. That's not something we normally do. You're going to get one-to-one ad setup with me. You're going to get our joint ads management, which means you've almost got like an agency style service, except you are not feeling like you're totally disconnected from it. And you're also going to get Voxer support. So if you book a call off the back of this training, if whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, you will get access to all of those bonuses. In terms of investment, the most important thing we do is line up a quick coaching session together. The first step is knowing whether what we can do will work for you before we would suggest anything, and what we do is all bespoke. Having said that, we do work with people until they 3x their investment. We ask that you show up and commit, work with us, follow the advice. What do we ask is that you've got a foundation, that you've surpassed at least 10K in total sales thus far. If you're there or thereabouts that, reach out, we'll chat it over with you as to whether this is the right thing or not. But we need to know that you've proven you can sell your products. So if you're coming from a marketplace, if you've already got your store up and running, this is the right thing for you. This is about stepping in to this new version of you and where you are. You've got 2 choices. You can say, right, this is my moment. I'm going to take advantage of what's available to me, like all these other people have, right? We've got more case studies we can send over to you. Everybody's felt like you do right now. They've wondered, am I able to do this? Is this for me? Can I make it work? And to be honest, the biggest thing holding you back is confidence in yourself. The really key thing there is whether you believe in yourself to commit and to follow through and to grow the thing that you deserve, or whether you're going to stay where you are. Because there are plenty of people that don't do it, that don't take that next step up. The mere fact that you are here watching this suggests that you are winning and that you want to push forward. So if you're already selling online, but you want to implement a more robust strategy, you want to monetize things at a higher level, this is right. If you're a creator, a marketplace seller, bricks and mortar brand, if you're established in selling your products, we want to support you. That's what predictable commerce is for. And that is why these people got the results that they did. So the link's there, predictablecommerce.com/call. We've worked with real people just like you. They've all been on the journey. They've all felt concerned about it, but they've had immense results because they've committed, and they're here. Hands up to you, great people who I get to spend and share time with, and I absolutely thrive on doing that. Great bunch of people, and may you make it what it is. All right, we're only successful if you are. So predictablecommerce.com/call. Hop on, let's have a chat and see whether what we do can help you. And the most important thing is give you some clarity on where you are at right now. Okay, help you move forward. Even if you decide, right, this is not for me right now, I want to give you clarity, because the most frustrating thing in the world is feeling like you've got something that you want to grow and you can do more with, and it's just not working. I hope this has been of use to you. And let's smash it, guys. Like, we're about to enter an incredibly important stage in the e-commerce financial year. Like 60 to 70% of e-commerce sales are generated in Q4 on average. So now's the time to be getting the systems in place so that when it comes around, you're firing on all 4 cylinders and you can just go with the systems you've got dialed in and really grow your sales exponentially. What a difference that could potentially make. All right, have a wonderful week.